You finally made it home. Did you miss us, Steve? You want to go out the door? Where's T-Rex?
Yeah, Steve. T-Rex isn't home yet. We have to go get T-Rex. Oh, wait. Here's a T-Rex standing by our tomatoes in the windowsill, which are looking pretty good, considering they haven't had a lot of attention because we've been traveling so much. But we're home now for at least a day or two in a row. We're getting the band back together. Ready, Steve? Race out there. He hasn't been out in days. I'm gonna try and do this without putting you on a leash. So take your time, just sit around here while we admire the beautiful start to this Thursday, May 8th. And we're at 60 degrees. That old front is still with us, but it's decaying a bit, and it's being replaced by a new front, which is gonna cause new problems. And the GFS was overly optimistic with a nice Saturday. It does not look that nice anymore. We're out here in North Weymouth, Massachusetts. It's been almost a week, and look at the sky waves. Now, I'm not wearing my noise-canceling microphone, so it's the iPhone microphone, and when I zoom in, I gotta talk a little bit louder because it changes microphones to the back. And look at those ribbons of alto cumulus almost looking like Castellanos. We've got mid-level instability, we've got high-level cirrus, we've got low-level stability for this morning. Mother Nature decoupled the atmosphere last night, and that means we had some radiational cooling. Not that it was that cool. Regional temperature map, 7 a.m. showed 40s and dew points in the 40s with the blue north. In the upper left there are some 30s, so there is some colder air. And in southern New England, temperature and dew point both in the 50s this morning. So that is a weak boundary, and it's going to generate more wet weather. Look at that, rockin' excavator. We've got a rockin' excavator in the scene. How often do you get the weather and rockin' excavators? So we're pulling up all that crane mat is what they call it. Oh, our hill. Our hill has been redone. They planted trees. Right, good. They planted trees. The odds of them growing, for real. Sticks. I can't remember what kind of sticks they are. Maybe dogwoods. All right, we do the weather and more. I mean, how often do you have a weather forecast with a huge cat going by? We had a rocket launch yesterday. We have these huge Tonka trucks. And we're gonna get to the weather in a moment. Lettuce, peas, a cat. I saw some rabbits last night when I got home. Oh yeah, got home. Got home at like 1 in the morning. After that, actually. It was such a long day of travel. And let's just do the weather quickly with the roses here. There's the radar showing a couple of specks of rain in northern New England. And you see that blue? The radar says that it's snowing north of Quebec City. But I checked the mountain cams up there, and it was just kind of a chilly rain. But we've been talking about that 540 decameter, cold enough for snow, coming at us on the anniversary of the latest, deepest snow on record in southern New England back in May 9th, 1977. So it's close, but no, I don't think it's going to snow in New England. Surface analysis this morning. This is from about 5 a.m. It shows a cold front across New England. And the old front just kind of fell apart, and it's that little 1017 low over Cape Cod with a little trough. That's the remnant of the old front. And the new front is going to experience cyclogenesis. We have a storm forming on a front, and by this evening, it looks like several different low pressure systems on the front generating scattered showers and a possible thunderstorm here by late in the day. And tonight, very cold high pressure system coming in over the Great Lakes, fairly warm high pressure system out there near Bermuda, and we have the boundary and a deepening low pressure system. Oh, now that I mentioned Bermuda, I forgot to say it yesterday, but there was quite the swirl on the satellite image yesterday south of Bermuda, almost looking like a tropical system, I thought. And I look at it this morning, and there are 2 swirls out there south of Bermuda. And hurricane season does start in 3 weeks, so I took a look at the National Hurricane Center just for the fun of it, and says no tropical systems expected, but there's that swirl out there in the middle of the Atlantic. All right, so hurricane season's not far away. Yeah, the euonymus lived and the spruce did not. And the grass is green. And where'd Steve go? Oh boy, Steve, where'd you go? You're not allowed out on this side of the wall. Is he walking along out here? Where'd he go? Shoot. Time out. Oh, there he is. Okay, he loves it under there. Yeah, the GFS kind of whitewashed us for getting our hopes up that it might not be a soaking Saturday. And it might not be a soaking Saturday in spots, but it's going to definitely rain on Saturday. And it rained yesterday, mostly in northern New England. The old front kind of generating a round of showers and thunderstorms. So the CoCoRaHS says we picked up 0.44 inches of rain yesterday around Lake Winnipesaukee. And so yesterday it was northern New England, while southern New England, the sun did come out. And southern New England turned into a fairly nice day. And it's not that bad a day today, but things are going to change. In the wintertime, I did these things called days in a row with New England. I did these things called days in a row with New England snow. Well, I'm not that excited to do it with rain, but I think today is day 10 in a row with potential New England rain. See, it doesn't even rhyme. Days in a row snow sounds good. Days in a row rain sounds like a pain, unless you're growing a new lawn. Here's the NAM. Yeah, I cracked myself up. Somebody's got to do it. It shows the little green dots blossoming probably about 2 to 4 o'clock this afternoon. You get scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly right along that new front from New York into Maine. And then we're going to have those thickening up overnight tonight. And notice the trajectory from southwest to northeast on the south side of the 540 line, cold enough for snow up in the sky just west and north. That's the upper level low. And the green is the rain, and the yellow is the shower and thunderstorm activity expected to develop late tonight and tomorrow from about New York City to Cape Cod. Looks like we're going to have some thunderstorms. Now we can start to see the low pressure system, the red L, the Cyclogenesis starting to form here, or get into our region anyway, 1007. And we're getting into now tomorrow night, in the middle of the night, 1006, and it's getting deeper. So it's a strengthening low pressure system, also known as Cyclogenesis. And there it is Saturday morning. Boy, is it pouring around much of New England. A little bit nicer, though, right where we are from Weymouth to Cape Cod. On Saturday, it looks pretty good as the low gets to our north. But there's a back wraparound all the way down from Vermont back into Connecticut and western Massachusetts, and then it stops at 2 p.m. on Saturday. And at that time, you have 1,002 millibar low, very close to Casco Bay, Maine. Counterclockwise circulation, so the wind is from the east in Maine, it's from the north in Vermont, and it's from the west in southeastern New England. And west is best, so from Boston to Cape Cod, it does turn into a fairly okay afternoon. But western and northern New England, it is still raining at 2 o'clock on Saturday. Sorry about that tease yesterday. I mentioned it was pretty low confidence with the GFS saying, oh, it might not be that bad a Saturday. Well, it might not be around Cape Cod, which just so happens that's where we're going. We're going to get T-Rex. We're going to do beach cleanup for the season and start the summer season. So it's good for some of us, I guess. But how much rain? We don't really need any more rain. We've already had 1 to 5, almost 7 inches in Connecticut just in the last 7 days. And so here comes the QPF. And there it is. Once you get past the blue into the purple, now you're talking an inch. And you see it coming up the Connecticut River Valley, the Pioneer Valley. So the Connecticut River may go back into flood stage here again. And some of the smaller rivers also, because it's been raining so many days in a row. And then those thunderstorms go across the south coast, and you get the heavier rain coming into Cape Cod, but not as much. And the storm hasn't really got to eastern Maine yet, so this is through 2 p.m. on Saturday. And there are some reds showing up and some little splashes of yellow trying to get in there, and it looks like 2 to 3 inch rainfall, and still going there in parts of looks like Connecticut again. up the Connecticut River Valley. So a widespread 1 to 3+ inch rainfall coming in again. You're probably thinking to yourself, Tim, what about those rules? You know, you say if it rains all in the middle of the week, it's going to get better on the weekend. Well, there are exceptions to every rule, and we are definitely in a sort of a rut here. I said something about a typical May pattern a week ago, and this is atypical. It doesn't usually rain this much, but it's good for the grass. What was it, about 2 summers ago? We had so much rain. We were green all the way into July. All right, Steve seems to have disappeared again. I should have tied him up. Steve? This is our neighbor's house. Fortunately, we all get along around here, but can you just come back over to our house while I show the GFS, please? All right, the big picture pattern, the GFS, still a little overly optimistic, I think, for our Saturday. You want to watch this? Sorry, he liked it. He liked it. I know he liked it. Yeah, go that way. You go that way. Here's the low, cyclogenesis happening here. We've got the 540 line just teasing us. It's not going to snow in New England. Thank you for that long comment, Keith, about the rocket and everything, and it might snow at Mount Mansfield, but I don't think it is going to. I think it's going to be just a cold rain, and the low goes right over New England, and then you have drying weather gradually from, actually it'll be nice on Cape Cod, but it's still too optimistic that this isn't going to be a bad Saturday. It's not going to be a very nice Saturday at all, but then the colder air is going to come in, and Sunday is looking pretty good. High pressure is going to come in. Now, it's still very unstable with cold air aloft. However, it's confluent flow aloft, and we've got surface diffluence with that strong 1032 high pressure system coming in. So more sun than clouds is going to be the forecast for Sunday, with temperatures fairly seasonable. It'll be in the 50s near 60 north, 60s near 70 south. That's how it looks. There's Dennis. Hey, Dennis. Keep him busy. I thought they were going to wrap this up in May for the summer, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to catch up with Dennis on more on that. Oh, yeah, I was showing the GFS silly. All right, back to Sunday night. The high pressure system comes in Sunday night. Monday morning, there's a high right over us, radiational cooling. Could be some frosty spots. Could be some record challenging chill here on Monday morning, and that high is going to bring us nice weather, and it looks like it's going to last into Tuesday now. It's the backside of these highs we always have to watch. So the backside of that high is going to come in on Tuesday. We get some more weather coming up from the southeastern United States. It's very warm, almost looking tropical. Out west, there's a snowstorm again. Montana, Idaho, Colorado, it just won't stop snowing. That's unbelievable. But that low is going to track to the north, so we're going to have warm air taking over most of the central and eastern United States. But there's this sort of upper level low. It's a very warm upper level low and a surface low coming at us now Tuesday into Wednesday. It starts to rain a little bit, off and on showers on Wednesday, and then it looks like we're going to have a series of waves on a stationary front very close to New England. Now we're going to be on the warmer side with powerful storms driving up through Canada. So it's going to be probably in the 70s with dew points in the 60s, get quite sticky with chance of afternoon thunderstorms here next Friday into Saturday. And now this goes out to Saturday, May 17th. That's day 10. And right then, right in the middle of the nation, there's a 997 low. Look at all that heavy weather in the middle of the country there on next Saturday. And there are rain showers in New England, of course. There's a warm front right over us with showers and scattered thunderstorms again next Saturday. So for the record, we haven't had a dry Saturday in about 6 weeks or so. Sundays have been nicer, but that setup that we have next Saturday looks like Sunday wouldn't be so nice because of potential instability, showers, and thunderstorms with more low pressure going across Canada and into central United States. So that's it for the weather. Steve's on walkabout. This big dig going on and on. The knotweed can't be stopped, so this knotweed taking over. Looks like they tried to beat it up a little bit right here. And there are the sticks they're planting, so they're just sticking those sticks in the ground. And if I show you the roots of my pussy willows, which I've got in the house, I'm going to show that right over this. So some sticks do root. Pussy willows will root. Pussy willows need really a wet spot. So I'm not sure what those are. And there's the knotweed. And I think they probably sprayed hydroseed underneath there. Yeah, they did. They sprayed hydroseed underneath there. Look at that little washout there also already. So this rain's not going to really help our clip, I don't think. All right, if you don't mind, I'm going to go for a walk on your wall. Steve's over there. Getting too close to the edge. And so I'll show you probably a lot more of this tomorrow. So there's the hydro seed right there. All right, so the Enmore yesterday trying to get out of Daytona. Yeah, Max. Daytona has a new beach bum. Well, I'm not ready to be that Florida beach bum just yet, but I'm working on it. And Keith, thank you for that long bit about your experience in Florida, and same thing with you, Kate. And so the Enmore will be us getting out of Florida yesterday, and it was not easy. Uh-oh, where'd Steve go? That's it. He's never going out without a string again. All right. Oh, look at these Mayflowers. Is that a little choke cherry there? Smells good. So that's what I called it. It's snowing in May. I told you it was going to snow in May. I'll find Steve. Here's the Enmore from yesterday. Yeah, the neighbor's garden. Where are you going, Steve? All right. Yeah, back home. All right. Enmore from yesterday. Look at him go. He's so cute. 2 p.m. Definitely a sea breeze front here in Daytona Beach, Florida. You see the cumulus clouds. There's the bridge over the water separating Daytona from Daytona Beach. And that is not a cumulus. That is pyrus. Smoke. There's a fire. Looks like it's perhaps on the water beyond those two buildings right there. 2 p.m., 7th floor, Hard Rock Hotel, Wednesday, May 7th. I guess it's a boat. The fire is out, and it looks like we got a thunderstorm off just to the north right now. What can go wrong next? Going back to the airport again. And we still have one rose left from the running of the roses as we run toward the airport. And the orchids are real. And I don't know what song that's from. Come go with me to Daytona Airport. You can check out anytime. You just can't leave. Check out anytime. Just can't leave.
Coming the last to see of us.
Not sure who that is. Hopefully we get a view of these thunderstorms from above as we fly away. Florida mountains, they call them. The towering cumulonimbus. This airport is so chill. It's like the quietest airport. How is it that so few people come in and out of Daytona Beach? Look at this. It's like, hello, hello, hello.
Now, the quickest we board this aircraft is the fastest we can get to Jacksonville, and you all can make your connections.
They're already making excuses how we're not going to make our next connection.
Wheels, you must have a valet tag on it. All bags with wheels must be gate checked. This aircraft does not hold any carry-ons with wheels. The only thing you can bring on board is your personal items. Please take out any spare batteries, any e-cigarettes.
They're redoing a runway, so they can't fill the plane with fuel, so we have to stop in Jacksonville to get more fuel and maybe make it to Charlotte and maybe make it back to T-Rex and Steve and Mitt. Oh yeah, I got the pat down treatment again. For some reason they love to choose me to do that. Look at that Daytona Speedway. Where is it? Around the corner? It's like across the street from here. From birds to bugs, adventure awaits. Oh, I wish I had checked that out. You know, I like birds and bugs. There's a big bird right over here. Oh yeah. Paul Balaker, Nature's Way. A couple of eagles, and then here's a better view of the Daytona Speedway. Right over there. How convenient to the airport. Well, at least the little plane that could has arrived. A little thunderstorm there, but between here and Jacksonville, there's a big one. So this should be interesting. Let's do it.
We did hold your bags to the side. We will be working with you. We will get compensation for this. We will reroute you either out of Orlando or Jacksonville, but it's probably not going to be until tomorrow.
So somehow we made it on the plane, but that doesn't mean a lot. We are surrounded by thunderstorms, especially here in Daytona and in Jacksonville, where we're supposed to refuel. So who knows? This is a work in progress. It's close to 6 o'clock. The agents are frustrated. I get it, but it's not their fault. It's nobody's fault. This is just what happens.
News was canceled by Mother Nature. The thunderstorms in that area preclude us from doing that. It would have additional fuel requirements to go into Jacksonville, which kind of defeat the point. So we are heading straight up to Charlotte. That's why some people, unfortunately, are not making it on this flight due to the shortened runways here in Daytona and our fuel stop plan that was nixed by Mother Nature.
Georgia. Sky waves. Look at them. Beautiful. Way up there off to the east. Condensation trail. Doug, remember meeting Jack on the water in the Boston Harbor? What's the name of your boat, Jack?
Filthy Ore.
Filthy Ore. So we're in Charlotte. Jack says hello.
At this point, 30 minutes is about the best I can give you because that's the best they've given me.
We made Charlotte, but the plane is broken. And they're watching a YouTube video on how to fix it.
27,000 feet, or hopefully it'll be a better ride. If not, we'll look for a better one. The weather forecasted is partly cloudy, 59 degrees.
So
we'll give you updates as we go along.
We made Charlotte,
sit back and relax.
But the plane is broken, so they're watching a YouTube video on how to fix it. We will be home probably in time for the summer solstice.